and welcome back to the Ingram Muscle channel. This is part 2 of our debt-free journey, so make sure y'all stay locked in.
All right, you guys, before we jump into it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell so that you don't miss an Ingram Muscle upload. Also, leave us some comments down below. Let us know what you think of this video, or if you have any questions about a debt-free journey, we'd love to answer those for you. So, without further ado, here we go.
All right, guys. This is the second part, right? This is debt-free journey part 2. All right, times 2. So we doubled down on the debt this time. All right, we didn't learn our lesson the first time.
Clearly.
Right? So 2019 roll around. All right, we've been living our YOLO lifestyle. March comes around. As a matter of fact, let me back up. I was in department head school for the Navy, doing some training, so I was away from home. And Brittany and I, we felt like we were ready to buy a home.
Yeah.
You know, we were excited, man. It was like, all right, we've been moving a lot for the last 5 years. It's time. We feel like it's time to buy a house. You know, we'll be stationed in San Diego, be there for at least 3 years, you know. And so this is a good time to buy a home. And so we purchased our first home in March of 2019. Fast forward, we started accumulating more debt, right? Accumulating more debt. And then the epiphany came to me in July. I had to go to Virginia for more training before I came back home. And mind you, we just bought a house. We were still accumulating more debt on the house, and we'll get into what types of debt that we had. But I'm sitting in the hotel room, and God spoke to me clearly. I'm a man of God. He's my number one, you know, and I have a personal relationship with him, y'all. And he set me down. And he's like, son, what are you doing? Like, this is not how a man of God is supposed to lead his family, you know. And so a lot of it was pride and ego, y'all, to be honest with you. There's a lot of pride and ego involved in that. And I allowed my pride and ego to lead my family into a bunch of debt. And at that point, I called Brittany because it was such a humbling experience for me. And I called Brittany. I said, hey, we can't keep living like pigs in a pig slop. And keep in mind, y'all, we mentally decided not to count how much debt we had. We knew it was there, but it was we were sure that we were just at this point where we just like, all right, we know it's there. We're not going to count it because we're going to pay it back eventually, right? And so we intentionally did that. Yeah. Until this day came. And we sat down on the phone, we listed all our debts out. Listed all our debts out. Drum roll, please. $235,000, $857. Excuse me, I know that was wrong. $235,857.
Yes.
Of debt.
Yes.
That's a huge number. It's a scary number. It's enough to make a person have a nervous breakdown and stress all the way out, right?
And that did not include our new home. No. We live in Southern California, so homes are really expensive out here. Yeah. So that did not include our home.
Nope. You find a house for $235,000 in California, you get in a bathroom. That's it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So. Also, what motivated us was the fact that we were having another baby.
Yeah.
We found out that we were having our second child. So that was even more of a push, you guys, to make us hop right back on that horse and start back paying off our debt. I think the whole time that we were going through this YOLO lifestyle in 2017 and 2018, we knew in the back of our minds that we were supposed to be living a debt-free life. Like, that's the life that God has called us to live. And we just kind of pushed it, like Tony said, we just kind of pushed it to the side because God had provided us the resources to make payments on all of these things. But we decided that, you know what, God has given us these resources for a reason. I had a really good job. I had, by this time from 2015, now we're in 2019. God has blessed my career tremendously and has allowed me to do what I love, and that's makeup. So I'm a celebrity makeup artist. I work in Hollywood. I work on a production set. So with both of our salaries, we're making really good money, but we didn't feel it. And then we also knew that we were not being good stewards over our money. And God had provided us with these resources. So we wanted to make sure that we were being obedient and honoring God. And that's another reason why we were like, we have to do this.
Got to tighten up. Got to tighten up. All right, y'all. So what was included in the $235K in debt? And Brittany's going to list that for y'all.
All right, you guys. So
from the top.
We had a total of 4 credit cards, which was $54,600. We also had my student loan, which was $49,200 at this time. We took it out of the debt forgiveness program because that debt forgiveness program actually went to court. So they're currently being sued, and all the money that we had given them up until this point from 2017 to 2019, that money is caught up into a court case. I haven't even tried to look into that court case. I think the balance is like $1,000 and something. I didn't even worry about it until they start sending me letters about giving me my money back. I don't have time for that. So I didn't even worry about it. I just, I was just like, well, we were just like, okay, here we go. We'll just pay for it. We'll just put it in the debt snowball and we'll just pay for it. So, but we'll get to the debt snowball in a second. So anyways, the student loan was $49,200. We also had the Jeep loan, which is the auto loan, for $45,757. We had 2 construction loans, which was a total of $37,700. So as you guys know, we bought the new home. We wanted to make sure that the front yard and the backyard was up to par. We wanted to make sure that it looked great. We bought palm trees. We bought artificial grass. We bought fruit trees. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful, you guys. But we did take out loans to make sure that everything looked the way that we wanted it to look. We also had 2 personal loans. One was a 401k loan, and then the other one was just a loan that we got from the bank, and that was a total of $31,350. And remember, some of that was a part of our vow renewal. So we also started a new business in 2019, and that was a total of $10,550 that we borrowed. We had a IRS bill for $4,200 that came up unexpected, and then we had a remaining balance from a coaching fee that we had, not a coaching fee, but a coaching service, which was $2,500, which was a grand total of $235,857. So there you go.
There you have it, guys. That's what we accumulated.
Yes.
And that's a lot. It's scary.
That's a very big number.
Huge number. And a lot of people probably not gonna have that much debt. But debt is debt, man.
Yeah.
And I just want to let you guys know that is not a salvation issue. Yeah, we've been talking about God in this because God is the center of our lives. And we understand that the borrower is slave to the lender.
Yes.
And then when you think about it, look at the stats. 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Just look around you. That's 8 out of 10 people.
Yeah.
And so we were part of that 80%.
Yes,
big time. And so that is not a salvation issue. It's definitely weight. That is weight. It's heavy on your heart. It's heavy on your mind. It's heavy on your pockets. And it's heavy on your future. So we had to keep that in mind. That was something that we thought about through the whole journey. So.
Yeah. So on this journey, you guys, we had to make a ton of sacrifices. One of the sacrifices that we had to make was we had to sell the Jeep. That's the first thing we did. It seemed like every time we get on a debt-free journey, first thing we do, sell the car.
Sell the car.
All right. We had only had the Jeep for like a year at this point. So we sold the Jeep, which came out to be a blessing in disguise because very shortly after that, we went into a pandemic. And also the Jeep, the Jeep was eating us alive in gas because I drive 150 miles round trip to LA and Tony drives roughly about 140 miles round trip to San Diego from where we live. So, I mean, it just was not a travel friendly vehicle for us. And then, of course, in 2020, at that time, we had just had Willow. So I was going on maternity leave, going to be at home anyways. So 3 days after Willow was born, Tony went on deployment. So that kind of helped out a lot too. And I'll let you talk about as far as like did that part
Definitely.
of it.
Yeah. I went on deployment in January of 2020. And, you know, I'm a big dude, y'all. I love to eat. And so that expense went off the table. I had to pay for my food on the ship, but it's way cheaper, right? And then I didn't have to drive, so that expense went way down. I didn't have to go to work. So our gas bill basically went to like $50 a month because nobody was driving anywhere. We sold the Jeep, so the insurance went way down. We just had the little Honda Accord that we bought for me to drive. And so it worked out, man. The pandemic was a blessing for us in our debt-free journey. And so we just was very aggressive on the plan while in the pandemic. Brittany was able to stay at home with the babies and I was on deployment. So all of that worked out, man. So another thing we sacrificed was just buying things. Right? We just pretty much stopped buying things for ourselves. Clothes, like if we needed something we would, but it had to be like in dire needs. We got on a budget. We started talking, communicating with each other every month, several times a month if we needed to. And we talked about what money we had coming in, what money that was going out, and what were our goals. Like how much debt do we want to pay off? Because that was the priority. That was the priority. And another thing we did was, it's not a sacrifice, it's obedience. We continued to tithe every month. Although we were paying off this debt, God got his 10% right off the bat. And it was huge blessings associated with that. So that was really cool, and we're glad that we kept that obedience going because we would get unexpected checks in the mail, right? Just for being obedient, continuing to give, continuing to have that giving spirit, and continue to bless people whenever we could, you know. And so, yeah, that was a few things that we did during this journey. We had to say no a lot, going out to eat. We love to go out to eat. Okay, guys, so the method that we used for our debt-free journey was the debt snowball method. We basically list all of our debts from smallest to largest, and we just attack one at a time, pay the minimums on everything else, and you just very laser focused on that one debt. You put all you can on it, and then once you pay that one enough, you go to the next one, right? And you just snowball it all the way down. And so that's the method we use. We found that worked best for us because for me, focusing on one thing, I'm able to put all into it, and Brittany's a lot the same. You know, we found out like when you're doing multiple things at a time, you can't get one thing 100% because you're scattered. Your energy is all over the place. And so we had to keep that in mind, and so that worked out perfectly for us. And then our monthly meetings were crucial. It really strengthened our marriage too, guys. It was like a therapy session almost, you know, and we got to talk about other things. We got to dream together. We had dream meetings, and that was this next level. We would talk about what we're going to do when we get out of debt. You know, we're going to have all this money left over. We give ourselves a raise and all this stuff. And every time we paid off something, it was like we got more room in the budget.
And even when you were on deployment, we still emailed and we talked about our budget through email. And I mean, we literally still to this day have our monthly budgets. And I can definitely say that's the one thing that we stopped doing in 2017 and 2019.
Yeah.
We stopped budgeting.
Yeah.
So
We did.
it was definitely a method that I would definitely say, make sure you are budgeting.
Yeah.
We use a budgeting app, and that makes it really simple for us because we can link our bank to our app. And so whatever we spend, it automatically comes to the app and lets us know, and we're able to just slide it right into its assigned category. And so that just kind of keeps us on track
Yeah.
from our iPhone. So we really like the budgeting app.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so the difference this time from the first debt-free journey to this one, the main thing was the mindset. We had the mind shift from the first time to this time. Like I said, the first time we failed with flying colors, right?
Flying colors.
Made a big F minus, if that's possible. But we failed, right? And we had to reevaluate and reflect and say, okay, why did we mess up this first time? And it was all a mindset shift. This time, we have been reading investing books. Just increasing our financial literacy itself has been a game changer for us.
Yes.
It's giving us a chance to think outside of paying off debt.
Yes.
You know, you get out of that deprivation of, oh my God, I can't go have Starbucks or this latte that I really want. We had to put ourselves in a mind of abundance, a spirit of abundance.
Yes.
Right? The first time we didn't, it was more poverty stricken. It felt like we were like, man, we can't do nothing.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And that sucked. So whenever we finally got to a place where we could, we really mashed the gas and set ourselves back.
Yeah.
So the first time we were more in a consumer mindset. This time we're more in a investor mindset.
Yeah.
So I think that to me was like the big difference. It doesn't feel like we are making these big, huge sacrifices for nothing.
Yeah.
Like we know what the end goal is.
Right.
So that really, really helps us stay motivated.
Yeah. No, one more thing. Get over yourself.
Yes.
The first time I was like so consumed with what people thought, or just my pride was bruised, and it was again this time. But I had to get over myself because I can't worry about what society is telling me what I should be doing.
Right.
You get the influences, you get the pressures from outside and
Social media.
You get the pressures, right? And I felt like I wasn't being affected with that. But as I sat down and reflected this time, that's what came up. And that was a hard pill to swallow, honestly, but it was the truth for me. And I'm like, that's right. But you put the blinders on and you grind and you don't worry about what everybody else is doing, because whenever you get rid of weights like this, it can go for your health journey, your financial journey, your relationship journey, whatever journey you're on. When you got weight like that and you finally release it, you open up more room and more space for blessings in your life.
Yes.
And so this time around, kicking it in the teeth. And we're not worried about anything else. We just want to be a blessing to other people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So. All right, guys. The big part, our financial goals going forward, right? We are so motivated about investing in our future, opening up Roth IRAs, investing in the stock market, going into real estate when it's time, investing in other people's businesses if we find something that fits our values and goals, opening up those accounts for our children, those 529s and UTMAs and everything, to be able to invest for their college. We didn't have that growing up.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Hence the fact that I took out a student loan.
Yeah, we didn't have that growing up. We didn't talk about money in my house. Me and Brittany got very similar upbringings, and it's just no shade to our parents. They just didn't know.
Right.
And that's why financial literacy is so important. And so we want to do that. We want to be generous givers Like, we already love giving. We'll go and pay for somebody's food in the line in a heartbeat, right?
But we want to be outrageous.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so, outside of paying our tithes, we definitely want to just give even more. So we're super excited about that as well.
We're going to do a scholarship fund to pay for some kids, you know, not the full college, but what we can contribute. You know, we want to be able to do that through Ingram Muscle, our Ingram Muscle family. So,
yeah.
Okay. So, some things that we learned through this journey. And as of this recording, we have one more payment left, y'all.
We have $1,155 left on our debt. Yeah. We are just, the feeling is crazy. Yeah. Like, we are zeroed out. Yeah. No student loan, no forgiveness, no auto loan. We also sold our home. We didn't tell you, we forgot to tell you guys that part. Yeah. We ended up selling our home. So the equity that we had in the home, we ended up using that to pay off our debt. Yeah. So we are zeroed out, you guys.
Zeroed out. We live in a 2-bedroom apartment right now. Biggest blessing.
The biggest blessing. The biggest blessing. Guys, we couldn't be happier to be in this 2-bedroom right now. Yeah. Like, we just really feel like God has given us the opportunity to start over fresh. Yeah. Like, he had to literally pull us all the way back, which I don't even feel like he pulled us back. Yeah. I feel like he sprung us forward, you know, to where we literally can set ourselves up for generational wealth, you know, and set our family tree up totally different from how, you know, what we were brought into. You know, we definitely want to do that. So generational wealth is super important to us. And so I just feel like God gave us a fresh start, and I cannot be more grateful.
Me too, man. And just being in order.
Yes.
One of the key things was that we learned from this journey is you got to get in order. You know, when you're out of order, things go awry. It don't go as planned, or, you know, you can have an emergency and it'll throw your whole plan off because you're not in order. And so that's one of the things that we learned, and we definitely encourage you guys to just, you know, if you're on the debt-free journey or whatever journey, sit down and look at your order. There may be some distractions there that you got to get rid of. There may be some things you got to cut back on and make that sacrifice. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. You got to say no. A lot of people might think you're weird. Family might think you're acting funny. Your friends might think you're acting funny. All of that. I mean, but then you'll have people that support you 110%. You know, we didn't have we didn't have, you know, people thinking we're weird and all that, but I don't really care, you know. This is our race. We got to run it, you know. In the end, we're going to be able to bless a lot of people. That's the goal. The goal is to be able to bless other people, man, to be able to pour life into other people. And so, get in order, man. Stay motivated. Keep your mind on your money on your mind.
Make sure you're doing your budget, you guys. And the biggest tip and takeaway that I'm going to say, and I know Tony agreed with this as well, is prayer.
Yes.
Our spiritual walk definitely has been the cornerstone to our debt-free journey.
Absolutely.
God has really kept us strong through this. He has guided us through this journey. And I would definitely say, whenever you feel weary on your journey, you know, you can just revert back to your scriptures, revert back to your relationship you have with God. Not only are you focusing on your goals, but you're focusing on your relationship. And so that, to me, I feel like is the number one tip, because you will get weary and you will have to call on your Heavenly Father. And like we said before, we are Jesus Christ followers. So that is that's what we did.
That's what we did, y'all. So we hope you guys get a lot from this video, man. And you know, it's part of it is embarrassing for us. it's vulnerability for us.
We were embarrassed in the beginning.
Yeah.
Now we're not.
No.
We feel very proud to be where we are.
Absolutely.
And to have been where we was.
Yep.
Because that was a very humbling experience for
Very.
us. And that taught us a lot.
Very.
So I don't think that we would be where we are today had we not went through that journey twice.
Agreed.
So it's no longer embarrassing.
Yeah.
But it was at first.
Yeah, for sure. So let us know if y'all got any questions. You know, we're open book for the most part, y'all. We've been pretty open with our journey since, I don't know, 2015.
I know.
So feel free to shoot us a message. You got any questions?
Yes.
You know, how we did our journey. This is our journey. You know, we could give y'all the tips on what we did. And it's not the only way to do it, you know, but this is a way, and it's worked for us. So we just want to let you guys in on our life, man, and because this is a huge step. And we're just ready to go to the next level and keep being great.
Yep. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you thumbs up this video. Make sure you subscribe to the Ingram Muscle channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss an Ingram Muscle upload. Leave us some comments down below, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
See you later.